Hello and welcome to our P&O Arvia vlog series. In this episode, we experience Arvia from new heights. We go to infinity and beyond. Our taste buds are tantalised not once but twice. And be sure to watch until the end to find out why neither of us knew what was going on.
Well, here we are, another sea day on board the beautiful Arvia.
Starting to get closer and closer to home now, so it's a bit sad really.
Yeah, not too bad. We've still got another 2 ports and another 2 sea days to go, so still a little bit of time left.
So this morning then we had a little bit of a lie-in and made our way upstairs to the Horizon Buffet for breakfast.
Yeah, very light breakfast this morning, didn't we, both of us? We get into that stage now in the cruise where we need to cut back on the amount we're eating because we
are eating a lot.
We've been going for it, haven't we? So for breakfast this morning, I just had some crunchy nut.
And I had a bowl of crunchy nut as well as some fresh yoghurt. I tried a blueberry and banana smoothie and it was horrible.
Yeah, it was the first time we'd actually spotted crunchy nut. Not that we'd been particularly looking at varieties of cereals until now, but the rest of the time it was cornflakes and bran flakes, Rice Krispies,
shredded wheat. After a very, very quick breakfast, we wanted to make the most of this beautiful weather, and we hadn't actually experienced one of Arvia's new features, which is the high ropes.
Yeah, the altitude high rope course, which was new to Arvia, and it is a great experience. Well, I thought it was a great experience anyway.
So it's at the aft of the ship, it's overlooking the golf course, and it's like a little obstacle course. You're suspended high up.
Yeah, well, I absolutely loved it. It was free for us to do. There was no queue at all when we got there so early in the morning. So that made it really easy to get on. I think there was only one other couple doing the course at the same time as us. So it made it really easy. We had a safety briefing first of all. We had to sign a health and safety declaration as well before getting on board.
And I can understand why.
Yeah, before getting on board, before getting kitted up. And then we headed up. We did a practice session first, down on the ground, and then we headed up through quite a tight little space. You have to climb up like step by step on a rope type of tunnel.
I think that was one of the trickiest things.
That is the hardest thing, is climbing up there. It's climbing up to the platform, isn't it? So as we said, we arrived up on the first platform. We had to clip ourselves onto the wire that runs all the way around, and we went from obstacle to obstacle. Now I found it quite enjoyable. You found it not so enjoyable, did you?
I did not enjoy the first couple of obstacles where you just climb it or walking straight over, but you had something to hold on to either side. So I found that quite easy. When it got to the point where you didn't have anything to hold on to apart from your harness, it got a little bit sort of stressful, and I basically did the stupid thing and I stood there just before the spider web, looked straight on down the front of the ship, and the ship was just doing this. And that's it then. Your
legs were a bit like jelly, weren't they?
It was, but I persevered and got through it, but I did not enjoy it one little bit.
No, you took the easiest route you possibly could around. Yes. So you finished the course, to be fair.
I wouldn't say any of it was easy.
Okay, none of it was that easy.
No.
But you finished the course and then went down. I then took a couple of alternative routes, did some of the harder parts of the course, and then finished off by what they call walking the plank. So there's a beam that stretches out over the edge of the ship with a bell to ring at the end, and you walk on that, and there's nothing to hold on to. It's just one quite thin beam. You walk out to sea, quite far, so you're over the water virtually, and ding this bell, which I managed to do. The hard part is that when you get to the end of the beam is that you have to turn around, and it's really scary to try and turn around on this small beam. But I managed it, really enjoyed it, I would definitely do it again. You maybe would need a bit of persuading.
Yeah, I definitely need a bit of persuading. Just to put it into perspective, we both did the high ropes course on MSc Preziosa.
No, Virtuosa.
Oh yeah, MSc Virtuosa, and no problems at all, really.
No, you found that one a little easier, but the difference might have been that on Virtuosa we were docked in port when we tried it, and on Arvia we were out at sea. So that could have made a bit of a difference to you.
True.
But it's a great thing to have on board. So if you get a chance to try it, give it a try.
A great experience.
Yeah, definitely. Get there early and you should have no problems giving it a go.
After our near-death experience on the high ropes, we then decided to make the most of the beautiful weather. So we went to deck 17 forward, just by the Beachcomber bar area, and found a couple of sun loungers and just relaxed for a few hours in the glorious sunshine, didn't we?
Yeah, definitely we did. So just chilled out, couple of drinks, nice couple of hours there just relaxing.
Yeah, it's a lovely area, the ship. It doesn't tend to be as busy as other areas.
No, the aft of the ship with the infinity pools is much busier.
Much busier when the sun's out. However, today was a little bit busier, but we didn't have any problems finding a sun lounger, did we?
Nothing, no, not at all. After our bit of time relaxing, it was probably about 2 o'clock, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And what we thought we'd do, we'd give some of the infinity hot tubs a go, and they were a great experience. They're not too big, are they?
No.
But they're quite warm, and it's nice sitting there with a glass panel at the end of the hot tub, so you can see out to sea, which is amazing when you're sailing along.
So Arvia is quite unique, really, because they've got so many of these little infinity hot tubs dotted around deck 17 and deck 8 as well. So they're really sort of unique little feature where you can just get in, relax with some bubbles, and just stare out of this glass panel and just look at the ocean, really, isn't it?
Yeah. So there's a seating area to the rear of the infinity hot tub, isn't there, where the bubbles come from, and then the bit that's nearest the glass, there's no bubbles coming from there, but it's nice to just sit there and just look out to sea. After our quick dip in the infinity hot tubs, because we were wet and we thought why not, we headed into the Skydome, which wasn't far away at all, and jumped in the hot tub there.
Yeah, it's quite a large hot tub, and usually both of them, because there's 2 in there, usually they are very, very busy.
Yes, much busier than the smaller hot tubs outside. Yeah, these are much bigger hot tubs. Completely different experience, really. But again, very relaxing. But there is a lot going on in the Skydome, so it's hard to just switch off. And then, because we were in the Skydome, we gave our first and only dip in the Skydome pool. It was a little bit cooler than the hot tub, as pools tend to be, but we enjoyed it, and it's a great little feature in the middle of the Skydome.
Yeah, I say freezing. It is heated.
It's definitely not freezing.
Yeah, it's not freezing.
It's just colder than the
hot tubs,
which
you'd expect.
But it is cold after you've been in the hot tub. But great feature there. Lots of parents about, lots of kids who have been using the Skydome pool, we've noticed over the cruise, especially when it's bad weather, so it is a good feature to have. After our time in the hot tub, we quickly headed back to the room to get changed, and because we had something special this afternoon.
Yep, we'd booked ourselves in for an Epicurean afternoon tea.
So this is a special afternoon tea that is only available in the Epicurean, and it offers a unique twist on some traditional afternoon tea experiences, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's very different.
Yeah. So the afternoon tea starts off by them sitting you in your table. They ask you to close your eyes, and they give you a spritz over your head, of bergamot spray. Edible bergamot spray.
Apparently it sort of increases your taste buds efficiency or something to make...
Tantalises your taste buds.
That's what she said.
Yeah. So very interesting.
Different.
And the table that was set up with the afternoon tea on the stand looked beautiful, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Really did look absolutely magnificent, really.
All in all, we have to say that the food was very good. When you read the menu, we're a bit, would we like what's on there? There were things like curried crab.
Yeah, curried crab quiche, which was
Yeah.
actually really tasty. Neither of us are very keen on crab, but this little quarter of mini quiche was, well, they call it a tart, but it's definitely a quiche. Was absolutely beautiful.
Beautiful. There was also a good variety of cakes on there. Again, all unusual, very tasty. We even had little lollipops.
Yeah, we had red velvet pops, or cake pops they call them. So it's a little ball of cake covered in chocolate on a stick. It was very different.
Yeah, really nice, really, really nice. And then 2 different types of scones. Yeah.
Again, was really, really tasty.
And that's the thing, some of these things that we would never have
No.
thought of ever trying, but we actually really enjoyed them all. So great to try new things, wasn't it? Really, really unusual dishes that we would never have normally picked, but loved every single one of them. The one thing that did let this afternoon tea down is it does say on the menu that there'd be clotted cream, but they actually served us whipped cream, which was a little bit disappointing, but when you add up the whole experience, it didn't take away much at all, did it really?
No. They also offered us tea or coffee, and they had a huge array of tea that you could choose from. All premium.
Tea Pig's tea, yeah. So lots and lots of choice there, and it was set in a beautiful setting. We were lucky that the day was beautiful, and we had a fantastic time there, didn't we?
We were so full after we'd finished this afternoon tea. It was beautiful. I'd definitely do it again.
Oh, definitely. Very, very, very nice. Probably one of the best things we've had on the ship. After our time in the Epicurean, we headed back to the room for a couple of hours to chill out, as we needed to make some room for our evening meal. We got changed, got ready, headed down to the Amber Lounge first of all, and we watched Madison performing. Madison's the resident busker on board, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's got a fantastic voice. Very, very happy to do requests. We really enjoy watching her perform, don't we? So we watched Madison for about half an hour.
Yeah.
Joined the Olive Grove virtual queue. Waited for our time to come. Waited for it to be called. And then headed into the Olive Grove.
So this is our second time having our evening meal in the Olive Grove, and this time we were sat in a slightly better place than we were before. They sat us right at the back, out of the way.
It's
so
twice
couldn't
they've
cause
sat
any
us
trouble.
out the way in the Olive Grove, which is a bit strange on our own at the back. But we preferred this menu this time because this is menu A that they're using now, and on it the choices are just better for us.
Yeah, so there's 2 menus, menu A, menu B, and they change it every 4 days, exactly the same as the 6th Street Diner. The Olive Grove is the Mediterranean inspired cuisine.
Yeah.
It's included in your package, so it comes at no additional cost. And it's really, really pleasant in there, isn't it?
It is. It really, really enjoyable. We did like it in the Olive Grove.
So to start then, I opted to try the Greek meze. So it came with olives, some feta cheese. It was okay. I'm not a big olive lover, so but it was quite nice to just experience some different food.
So I had the croquetas with chorizo. You were looking at me green with envy, really, because you love chorizo, don't you?
Chorizo.
For me, I can take it or leave it, but it was really tasty when I tried them both. I did give you a couple to try as well, didn't I?
Yep.
So, yeah, good choice for me of starter. Then for main, we both went for exactly the same main, and we had been eyeing up this main all cruise, hadn't we?
Yep. We're just waiting for them to change the menu.
Change the menu. We really wanted to try their lasagna verde. We both ordered it, and it did live up to expectations, didn't it?
It was
really, really nice.
It was absolutely fantastic. Everything you could ask for a lasagna, it delivered, and it came with a little bit of garlic bread as well, which was magnificent. Really, really enjoyed it.
We did. Then for dessert, I had the tiramisu. So my tiramisu was okay. Oh, just okay. It wasn't what I expected it to look like.
No, it was very different.
But it was interesting, and it was okay.
Yeah, it like had bits of cake in it instead of a layer of cake.
Yeah, I'd probably give it about 7 out of 10.
And I opted for the Turkish baklava.
Oh yes, yes.
My Turkish baklava was absolutely delicious, actually, and there was a lot more on the plate than I thought there was going to be. Came with a little bit of yogurt, and it was absolutely magnificent. Really, really enjoyed it.
So all in all, good experience in the Olive Grove a second time.
The only criticism in terms of the Olive Grove was the fact that when we went to order drinks, there were still some wines unavailable. Not because they were not included in the package, it's just the fact that they don't have these wines on board at the minute.
Yeah, disappointing really.
Yeah, so, what we found is there are pretty much 2 reds available. And unfortunately, we've been on board for a little while now, and it's getting a bit samey, isn't it?
Samey, we do like to try different things, don't we?
Yeah.
So that is a bit of a shame. But the food itself and the experience was good.
Top notch. After the Olive Grove and our really, really good meal, we went up to the clubhouse up on deck 8 for disco. There was no comedian on or house band playing this evening. It was just straightforward disco. And, we sat in there and had a couple of drinks and spoke to a couple of passengers. So we stayed in the clubhouse disco for a little while, just chatting and having a few drinks and soaking up the ambience, because it's quite a nice little spot at the back of the bar. Really, really big. Tends to be comedians or live music on in there, but tonight it was just disco.
Yeah. So yeah, it was great to chat to some of our fellow passengers in the clubhouse. We love meeting new people, so thank you if we met you. And then we headed to the main theatre, Headliners Theatre, for tonight's show.
Yes, so everybody had been talking about this performance tonight, and everybody was really, really excited. Myself and Tom had no idea who this person was.
No, we're really sorry if you are a big fan of ELO. To be honest, I don't think we knew many of their songs at all.
No.
But the rest of the audience were thrilled.
So it's Neil Lockwood from ELO was performing, and it was absolutely rammed in there. So many people, we couldn't believe it.
No. We felt like we should have joined in, but we just didn't know the songs. We didn't know where to sing along. We didn't know when to clap.
We knew 1 or 2 of them.
But he definitely went for it. He looked like he had a lot of energy.
A lot of energy.
He was playing the guitar and the piano, so very
Not
talented.
at the same time.
No, but I'm sure. Well, he was playing the piano from under the piano at one point.
He was.
But he was definitely going for it, and everyone else seemed to enjoy who knew the song. So he must have been good.
Yeah.
But
we enjoyed his performance. He was
we
brilliant.
enjoyed the performance, but we just didn't know
the songs.
So that's not a reflection on him. That's a reflection that we just didn't know who it was.
Yeah. Everybody else did, and they were wooing and swooing and standing up and clapping,
Wooing and swooing.
dancing. Yeah, they really enjoyed it. We enjoyed it.
We enjoyed it.
Straight after the theatre then, and Neil Lockwood's performance, we actually went down and sat in the Limelight Club, because after the headliner, so Matt Cardle, had finished, they usually open the Limelight Club from 10:30 onwards, and the house band,
The Limelights,
play a few sets. So we went down there, didn't we?
yeah, and we really, really enjoyed their sets, don't we?
Yeah, we like the music that they sing and play. It's a nice venue. It sort of gives me similar vibes to the 710 Club, but it's just a bit bigger.
Yeah, and the singer Emily is great. She's also the host of the Limelight Club as well. And she tends to do more disco, 70s disco classics, and a few modern songs, which really enjoy.
So pretty much we rounded off our evening in the Limelight Club. We spent a good hour and a bit just in there drinking, chatting and listening to the music. However, before we made our way to bed, we had to go and have a look at the midnight buffet.
Dom had to go and have a look at the midnight buffet because he can't go to sleep now without having cheese and crackers. It's become a ritual for him. He loves the cheese and crackers in the buffet, and I just sort of go up there and have a hot chocolate normally, and that's about it. Don't shake your head, because it's not. The only time that I have really enjoyed it is when they put a curry on, and the curry was on New Year, and I'm waiting for them to put another curry on, so hurry up, Peter. No, I'm joking. So I normally just sit there with hot chocolate, because everything else, like we've said in our first few reviews, the food is quite random at the end of the night in the buffet.
Yeah, it's like a mismatch of everything that's just left over, isn't it?
Yeah.
With no labels. Shame on you, P&O.
Yeah, not liable, so you have to guess.
After my cheese and crackers and Tom's hot chocolate, then it was the end of the night, and we went to bed because tomorrow we are
back in port and we are in Cadiz.
Yep, so we're quite looking forward to it. We've been to Cadiz before, but we do like it. Last time we were in Cadiz, we tried to go to the Roman amphitheatre.
Yeah.
However, it was closed, so we're going to try and go in there this time.
Yeah, let's see what happens. But we do
Fingers
like a little wander around Cadiz,
Yeah,
don't
it's
we?
beautiful.
But it can be a maze, so be careful when you go there because it is easy to get lost.
Thanks for watching our Sea Day on Arvia. If you've got any comments or questions, just pop them in the box below and we'll get back to you.
And please don't forget to like and subscribe. It's free.
And it really does help us out.
It does, it does.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. We've got lots more content available on our YouTube channel, so press that subscribe button. If you're interested in receiving daily updates, we're available on most social media platforms. Just search for Tom and Dom Travel.